God, we take this moment just to give you thanks. We thank you for this time to come together as a family, as friends, and as a country. Help us, Lord, especially this Lent, to grow closer to you. Amen.
Join us in prayer this Lent on Hallow. Stay prayed up.
We're here in Dubai with E.T.
Join us for that J-Lo exclusive tomorrow. Meanwhile, it really was a big win for all the families who watched the Super Bowl together live from Bikini Bottom on Nickelodeon, where, yes, Travis Good at Football Kelce was labeled as Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Oh. Let's go to the heart camp.
Yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick had no chill calling the game and seeing celebs.
Jason Kelce and Taylor Swift. What about Timothy Chalamet?
Leonardo DiCaprio, 25. That's about his dating history.
We saw the
happening now.
A contentious bond hearing for Ramon Preciado, one of 3 people arrested in connection with the murder of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra. What the judge had to say coming up.
An update on yesterday's shooting at a Houston mega church. We now know that one of the victims was the shooter's own 7-year-old son, plus why investigators might be looking at this as a possible hate crime.
A bit of a temperature roller coaster on the way. We've got a late week cold front to talk about and some rain chances right around the corner. The news at 5 starts right now.
And new at 5, a judge today granting a bond reduction for a second person facing charges in the deaths of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra. Ramon Preciado facing 2 charges, accused of helping his son Christopher Preciado after the couple was killed.
Lee Waldman was in court today. She joins us there live this evening. Lee, originally Preciado was facing bonds totaling $600,000. So what did the judge decide today?
Myra Dillon, the judge decided to drop down the bond amount for the charge of altering, destroying, or concealing a human corpse. So now Ramon Preciado's total bond is sitting at $450,000. Preciado's lawyers today saying he doesn't have the financial means to pay the bond amount. On the stand, Preciado also sharing his health struggles while at the Bexar County Jail, saying he is diabetic and has suffered several episodes because he's not getting the same quality of medicine. Meanwhile, prosecutors say Preciado's family hasn't made any effort to raise money for the bond amount, and he is getting care from the same University Hospital doctors in jail that he was seeing while he wasn't locked up. They also point to the fact Preciado has a past criminal history. As this was brought up, Preciado seemed to get defensive while on the stand.
I've never done anything wrong. I'm a good guy. You might have a lot of paperwork there, but that doesn't describe a person. That describes a boy. When a man changes who he is, he does things right. Things happen, and you have to deal with it. And here we are dealing with it.
At that comment, there were some obvious feelings of anger from the families of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra, who were in the courtroom. Now, while in court, the mother of Soto was arrested. We have that moment caught on camera. We'll bring you some details of that and that moment tonight at 6 o'clock. Live at the Bexar County Courthouse, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. There was nothing sweet about bullets and fists flying in the parking lot of Sugar Strip Club on Loop 410 this morning. SAPD say it all ended with 2 people being shot and officers investigating several different incidents. Around 2 a.m., police say club security guards tried to break up a fight using pepper spray on a group of men. The guards wound up firing and shooting one of those men, who they say shot another man. That wounded man was rushed to a hospital. Police say the now wounded shooter initially got away, but later turned up at a hospital in critical condition. Officers were able to respond to this chaotic scene fairly quickly because they were already in the area on the other side of the club investigating another shooting. We're told club security called police about 30 minutes earlier after someone shot up a vehicle in the parking lot. Police say this shooting stemmed from an argument inside the club between a man and a woman. All of these incidents are still under investigation.
Let's turn to the forecast now. A beautiful afternoon, a bit of a payoff after a pretty chilly start to the day today.
And that's going to be the pattern for us as we work our way to the weekend. Adam Caskey is here with more on just how cold the mornings are going to be in the next few days. Adam?
Dylan, what I love the most is that you're already mentioning the weekend. It's Monday.
That's right.
The weekend is always within sight. A temperature roller coaster on the way. So a chilly morning, down near 40 degrees. Now we're into the 60s to near 70. 63 Bulverde and 63 Lavernia. 61 right now in Seguin. Clear and calm this evening. Notice how quickly the temperature falls off. Have the jacket ready to go. Baseball practice at 8 o'clock. 52 degrees, so cooling off. Then at 10 o'clock, we're 49. And a chilly night is ahead of us. Temperatures falling quickly this evening. And by tomorrow morning, we're down in the 30s, just above freezing for most of us. 38 for the most part around San Antonio. Bernie, 34. Bandera, Pipe Creek, close to a freeze at 33. I do think some nooks and crannies of the hill country, especially the lower valleys, will briefly have a light freeze tomorrow. We'll warm up, then we have another cold front to talk about. Could be a bit stronger. That and our next opportunity for rain in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Adam. Remember the Share the Shoes campaign? We told you a lot about that before the holidays. Well, today, the organization behind it, Zapatos, and the San Antonio Police Department, they passed out those shoes to kids who need them. During the last few months of 2023, the Share the Shoes campaign collected shoes for kids of all ages. You might think of shoes as a necessity. They are, but they can also help kids excel in school.
This is your foul. Shoes do not fit. If you're hurting because your shoes are too small, how in the world are you going to be able to study?
Over 700 pairs of shoes were collected at the SAPD North substation. Former President Donald Trump facing a new blowback for a shocking remark that he made at a rally in South Carolina over the weekend. Trump said that he would encourage Russia to do whatever they want to any NATO member country that didn't meet the alliance's funding guidelines.
Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook joins us live from the White House. Julia, Trump's comments received swift criticism from the other presidential candidates.
As well as swift criticism from United States allies. The NATO Secretary General reacted to Trump's comments in a statement. He said, quote, "Any suggestion that allies will not defend each other undermines all of our security, including that of the United States."
At a rally over the weekend, former President Donald Trump said he would encourage Russia to do what they want to any NATO country that did not meet its defense spending targets.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, "Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us?" I said, "You didn't pay? You're delinquent?" He said, "Yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want."
NATO has a target that each member country spends a minimum of 2% of gross domestic product on defense. While most countries are not meeting that target, the figure is a guideline and not a binding contract. The former president's comments received immediate pushback from many, including his political opponents.
Putin kills his opponents. He invades free countries. This is not someone you ever want to pal around with. And you certainly don't want to give them the right to invade a friend.
In a statement, President Joe Biden called Trump's comments appalling and dangerous. But some congressional Republicans are defending the former president.
Virtually every American president at some point in some way has complained about other countries in NATO not doing enough. Trump's just the first one to express it in these terms.
Now, Trump's comments come as congressional leaders discuss foreign aid on Capitol Hill. They're deciding the direction of U.S. support for Ukraine as it defends itself against Russia. The bill that they are considering would also include assistance for Israel. Reporting live at the White House, Julia Benbrook, KSAT 12 News.
And as you mentioned, it's a big week on Capitol Hill when it comes to foreign aid. What's the latest on the foreign aid package Congress is currently discussing?
Well, this comes after that joint border security and foreign aid bill fell through last week. Republicans demanded that border security be a part of this, but then Trump actually spoke out against the bill, and Republicans decided to tank it. So now they're going with just a foreign aid bill. And what they're considering now would, among other things, provide assistance to Ukraine and to Israel. Now, it passed a key procedural hurdle over the weekend, but even if it gets the support it needs to make it through the Senate, it faces an uncertain future in the House. It is unclear if GOP House Speaker Mike Johnson will bring this bill to the floor for a vote.
Julia Benbrook reporting live for us from Washington. Thank you. Around Texas, Houston police have released the name of the woman they say entered Lakewood Church yesterday afternoon with an AR-style rifle and opened fire. She is Genesee Moreno. Moreno was shot and killed after church security immediately confronted her. Police now say the child caught in the crossfire was Moreno's own 7-year-old son.
The investigation now expanding outside of Houston to the city of Conroe. As ABC's Rena Roy reports, investigators are looking for weapons, computers, or anything that could help them find a motive. All right. It appears that we have some problems with the audio on that story. We're going to try to work to fix that. In the meantime, let's take a look at traffic out here. This is I-35 at Flores. You can see the upper levels there. Very slow going as traffic comes together, merging there. It looks like it's slow going on the bottom levels as well. Definitely a rough start to the 5 o'clock commute.
Stay to the left if you can.
Yeah, definitely. All right, coming up here after the break, Valentine's Day doesn't have to be just for sweethearts. The day set aside for love can be a perfect time to splurge on yourself. We'll show you how, in case you need some tips. Next.
The grass is greener in San Antonio, quite literally. Things are sprouting, and you may be wondering, hey, are we done with freezes? Can I finally plant my spring garden? Well, not so fast. According to the 30-year average, the average last freeze around San Antonio is toward the end of February. But depending on where you live, if you live outside of the city center or if you live in the higher elevations of the hill country, that average last freeze can be even later in the mid to end of March. And that's just the average. We can get strong cold fronts well into spring. In fact, the latest freeze on record for San Antonio is April 3rd of 1987. Stick around because we could see a freeze this weekend. Meteorologist Adam Caskey has your forecast coming up.
Here's a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. A local mother who lost her son to fentanyl is praising a federal bill that would make fentanyl test strips legal across the country. At 6, we speak to her and Senator John Cornyn, who's behind that legislation. Plus,
it is the start of a new era for VIA. I'm Max Massey. We're going to explain what exactly this is and who it's meant to help out.
All that and more coming your way today on the news at 6.
And now back to that story on the shooting at Lakewood Church yesterday in the Houston area. Houston police now say that suspect is Genesee Moreno. They've identified her.
And we know that one of the victims is her 7-year-old son. That investigation now expanding outside of Houston. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Investigators scouring this Texas home looking for potential evidence after police say a woman opened fire inside celebrity pastor Joel Osteen's megachurch on Sunday afternoon.
Shooting at Lakewood, 2 people down, we need an ambulance.
This live stream capturing the moment the gunshots interrupted Pastor Jorge Basave, several people appearing to descend down an escalator. Levi Andrade also recording.
I was just walking up the stairs, and when I got on the top, like they started shooting. I don't know, like I just heard, but it was like more than 10 shots.
The armed woman in her 30s entering the Houston church just before Spanish service was about to begin with hundreds of parishioners, according to police.
She entered the building. She was armed with a long rifle and a trench coat with a backpack, accompanied by a small child, approximately 4 to 5 years old.
The shooter was shot and killed by 2 off-duty police officers. During the gunfire, that young child also shot, now in critical condition.
They were repetitive, boom, 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 and I yelled, Mom!
A 57-year-old man also injured.
We don't understand why all these things happen, but we know God's in control, and we're going to pray for that little 5-year-old boy and pray for the lady that was deceased.
Police say before the shooter died, she claimed to have a bomb, but officers say no explosives were found. So far, no information has been released on the motive. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Valentine's Day is Wednesday. Traditionally, it's a day for flowers and candy and sweethearts, but who says you can't show yourself a little love?
12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz shows us some self-care products that can do your heart some good.
If self-care involves a good cup of coffee made with love, Consumer Reports suggests this Keurig K Mini Plus. Just pick your favorite color. Testers say it isn't super fast, but it consistently makes good coffee. You can show your skin some love with sunscreen. This one from La Roche-Posay is highly rated and can feel pretty luxurious. If you really want to splurge, check out this beauty, the Dyson Supersonic Hairdryer.
Dyson Supersonic certainly lives up to its status as a luxury product. Our testers gave it top marks when it came to drying speed, and it's also one of the quietest models we've tested. I personally love it, and it's a favorite of our editors as well.
Self-care also means healthy snacking. You can upgrade movie night with this Dash popcorn maker. CR found it delivers a light, toasty flavor in just 2 minutes. And you can snuggle up under this 15-pound weighted throw by Gravity Blanket, kind of like a super soft hug. And finally,
if you're looking for a little luxury, a silk eye mask is the way to do it. It's going to help you catch some Z's on a plane or at home.
Just a few ways to show yourself a little love. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, so yes, Valentine's Day around the corner, but Adam, you mentioned something about a roller coaster, which I feel like we're sort of always on this time of year. So where are we now?
I was going to say always on except for July and August,
Ooh,
right?
Yes.
Then it's the opposite. Then we're just at the top of the roller coaster waiting for it to finally release and let us down. Well, there will be a roller coaster ride here this week. Chilly tomorrow morning. Rain chances, our next shot at rain is Friday, and then a light freeze possible as we get into this upcoming weekend. Let's take a look at our morning low temperature trend. 38 tomorrow morning in town, even cooler in outlying areas. By Wednesday morning, we warm into the mid 40s. That's average for this time of year. Then look at Thursday and Friday. Morning temperatures back in the 50s. So you will notice those changes in the morning, not as much in the afternoon. And then the next cold front hits, cooling us off for this upcoming weekend. Notice those morning lows down right near freezing by Sunday morning. Right now I'm thinking maybe a degree above freezing Sunday morning, but of course there's the potential that we could have a brief light freeze early Sunday morning by this upcoming weekend. Temperatures right now, 60s, some 50s out there, 58 in Kerrville. What I want to point out though on the state map, check out Lubbock, this little island of cooler air at 45 opposed to the 50s around it. You see this white on the visible satellite imagery? That's not cloud cover. That's actually snow that's on the ground. This is the snow that fell over the weekend, and not all of it melted off today despite the vast sunshine, but it's really cool when you can take the visible satellite imagery and instead of the white being the clouds, you're actually detecting snow on the ground. And whenever I zoom in up here to the panhandle, reminds me of my favorite joke. Where's the best place to hide in Texas? Right there in plain view.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
You're welcome, everybody. Text your friends, call your friends. There you go. Oh, stop it, Larry. You know, Spreester's not here today. I got to pick up some of that slack with a cheesy joke, I guess. Anyway, the colder air is going to be plunging south again. This is not Arctic air, but colder air that arrives for this weekend. So that's one reason why we have that potential for the light freeze on Sunday morning. And notice the high temperatures. They'll be bouncing around a little bit. Mostly in the 60s this week, but we cool off as we get into the weekend. We're talking highs in the 50s for Saturday and Sunday. That's a good 10 to 15 degrees below average for this time of year. Let's talk about where the action is. It's not in plain view right now. They just have, A lot of people hiding and a little bit of snow there. Otherwise, we've got a swirl here moving through the Memphis area. That swirl stirring up to showers and storms. Our focus will shift to the Pacific again, and some energy that's going to be moving in from the southwest and a little ribbon of moisture that's going to be coming in as well. That's going to be Thursday into Friday. Thursday, we'll notice the clouds from it. Friday, the potential for a little bit of rain. But notice, we're going to be right on the edge of that rain shield on Friday, so it's really going to be kind of a game time call. We'll have better information in the days ahead and be able to fine tune the forecast. But right now we've got it at about a 40% chance. 38 tomorrow morning. At noon, we're 61 and then 67 by the afternoon tomorrow with nothing but sunshine. Clouds are back Thursday. Best chance of rain, 40% on Friday. And by the way, coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll have the newest drought monitor and how much rain will be taken into account for the new one updated Thursday.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
And Larry, that was an epic finish to Super Bowl 58. We got to see those new overtime playoff rules in effect.
And what I find interesting about that is a lot of the 49ers said they didn't realize the Chiefs would have a chance to get the ball after the Niners scored a field goal in overtime. But in fact, the Chiefs did. And the guys just marched down the field, and the Chiefs end up winning Super Bowl 58. It was an awesome game. Plus, the Spurs are north of the border tonight as they continue the rodeo road trip coming up.
Low snap. He runs and he throws. Caught. Touchdown. It's caught. Hardman caught the ball. The Chiefs have won.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champs in Big Board Sports.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Trailing 10-3 at halftime, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes rallied his guys by the 49ers to win Super Bowl 58 in overtime. Now, KC took their first lead of the game, 13-10, when Mahomes throws to Marquez Valdez-Scantling for a 16-yard touchdown with 2:28 left in the third. Now, the two sides exchanged scores the rest of the way until the Chiefs walked it off when Mahomes connects with Mecole Hardman for a 3-yard touchdown, and that's your Super Bowl 58 game winner. The Chiefs call that play the corn dog, and they used it in last year's Super Bowl when they beat the Eagles. Chiefs win in OT 25-22. Mahomes passed for 333 yards, 2 touchdowns with a pick, and he was named Super Bowl MVP.
So excited, man. I'm so proud of the team, so proud of the guys, and to battle to the very end. I mean, that was a microcosm of our season. I said it, and everybody came together and we were able to get the win.
It just hurts, we have the team obviously to do it, to win the whole thing, and come up short like that.
Wagner High School and UTSA alum Spencer Burford, number 74, came up with a key block for the 49ers on this trick play to help Christian McCaffrey score the game's first touchdown. It was super cool hearing Spencer's name called out on the NFL's biggest stage. After losing at Brooklyn Saturday night, 123-103, the Spurs are now in Toronto to face the Raptors as the Spurs rodeo road trip continues to move around the country. And so far in 5 games this month, Victor Wembanyama is averaging 17.8 points per game, which is down from 24 points last month. Now, this morning, a shoot-around Trey Jones was asked if he has any advice for Wemby during what Pop calls the dog days of the season.
Just stick with what he's known so far. He's done a great job throughout the entire season. Continuing to, push through all the adversity that comes. Continue to, if things don't go his way, bouncing back, and then, just continue to improve every single day. He's done a great job so far. Obviously, we're only a couple games away from All-Star break, and he'll get a good break there to get a break from all this and, rejuvenate.
Spurs and Raptors play tonight at 6:30 at the Scotiabank Arena.
Wemby's playing well. Spurs are struggling, though.
True.
Supporting cast.
Yep.
Thanks, Larry.
Supporting cast. Thank you, Larry. We'll be right back.
Remember, chilly tomorrow morning. Jacket weather will be in the 30s, but above freezing for most of us. It's just parts of the hill country that could have a freeze. Slight freeze possible this weekend. We'll talk more about that at 6.
Thanks for watching the news at 5.
World News is next.